Hi, thank you everyone for coming to the public information meeting. And this is just kind of to review the process to inform the public when the municipality is considering a proposal that might have significant interest in the community. And it also allows the staff to explain policies so that council can consider the proposal and evaluate the proposal a little bit better. So as far as introductions go, I can introduce myself, and if everybody else wouldn't mind introducing themselves, that would be great. So I'm Councillor Granger. I'm the councillor for District 1 for the municipality of County of Kings.
Okay, and I'm Laura Mosier. I'm the Manager of Planning and Development Services for the County of Kings. Sinclair's, do you want to go next?
I'm Jenny Sinclair. I'm the owner of the Yoga Barn.
I'm her husband, Mike Sinclair, and I'm a family physician in Kentville.
I'm June Party. I own the Leaf Salon Spa in Wolfville, and I'm an applicant for our development.
Hi, I'm Adam Smith, and I'm a partner in Four Tides, the applicant who's putting this proposal forward.
Excellent. So now we know who everybody is. And Laura, if you wouldn't mind giving your presentation first, that would be awesome.
Sure. Thank you, Councillor Granger. I'm going to share my screen. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay, so we are here today for a public information meeting for a planning application to permit tourism commercial uses in Baxter's Harbor. This is on a vacant piece of land, so we don't have an address assigned to it yet, but it does have the property ID number of 55010979. So as Councillor Granger said, the purpose of this meeting is to inform the public of this application and to explain our policies that enable the application and the criteria that council will use to assess it. We're also putting this on our website for 30 days to receive preliminary feedback from the public. We would like to point out that no opinions have been formed on this application as yet. This is the very first step in our processing process. So we don't have any opinions on this application as yet. So the proposal is to establish tourist commercial uses in Baxter's Harbor consisting of a Nordic spa, which includes saunas, pools, and relaxation areas, a spa providing typical spa treatments, a space for the instruction of fitness classes such as yoga, an on-site restaurant for use by patrons, as well as a bit of a takeout counter, tourism accommodations, and a seasonal event venue. So this is a map of the municipality of the County of Kings, and our subject property is located in Baxter's Harbor, as indicated by the red circle. This is an aerial photo of the property. The subject property is outlined in red. As you can see, it is mostly vegetated, heavily forested, very thick in some areas. The surrounding area you can see is also generally fairly well vegetated, but there are a small number of residences as well as a little bit of potentially agriculture happening to the west. So the area of activity on the site is intended to occur roughly in the blue square. The spa itself, along with the restaurant, forms phase 1, and that's intended to take up roughly 6 to 8 acres. The accommodations and event venue form phases 2 and 3. And they would also occupy roughly 6 to 8 acres. So between 12 and 16 acres in general on this property in roughly the area identified by the blue rectangle. The site itself is roughly 73 acres in size, and the property has frontage on both Long Beach Road and Old Baxter Mill Road. So this is a site plan, a preliminary site plan for the proposal. This in the bottom left corner is Long Beach Road, and the driveway, the site would be accessed from Long Beach Road. This oval is phase 1, and this building here is the, I think I have another inset. There we go. So this is the main building, which has some spa area, the fitness rooms, the restaurant, change rooms, offices, a community meeting room. And the other structures within this oval form the Nordic spa. So saunas, pools, relaxation areas. There are some other spa services in a couple of the buildings, along with a parking lot. So phase 2 is the rectangle on the left with 4 to 6 accommodations ranging in size between 300 and 1,000 square feet each, along with the seasonal event venue identified by the letter B, along with a parking lot associated therewith. Phase 3 is accommodations, an additional 4 to 6 accommodations in the form of cabins, likely also ranging in size between 300 and 1,000 square feet. When we look to the zoning on the property is actually placed into 2 separate zones, the T1 or tidal shoreland zone and the A2 or rural mixed use zone. Both permit a wide variety of uses. However, the uses proposed are not permitted as of right in either zone. So when we have uses that aren't permitted by the zone in which they're intended to be located, we can contemplate a planning application, which is what we're doing today. And for that, we look to our land use designations within the municipal planning strategy. And similar to the zoning on this property, the property is in 2 separate designations within the shoreland designation and the agricultural designation. So those will be the policies we'll be looking to ensure that consistency with our overall policy direction is maintained. So we are contemplating a development agreement today. And just briefly, that is a legal contract between council and the property owner, which restricts the developer to uses or types of uses outlined in the development agreement. But the process itself allows council to exercise additional control over the types of uses, but also over some of the details associated with those uses, such as fencing, buffering, hours of operation. And it also just provides a process to ensure that something that's not permitted as of right will still be maintaining the policy direction of council. Final thing for a development agreement is that it runs with the land. So the land can be sold and those uses are able to continue under separate ownership. The ability to enter into a development agreement must be identified within the municipal planning strategy, and any criteria that council is intended to use to assess the application is also intended to be provided within the municipal planning strategy. In terms of our policy review for this application, we will be looking to policy 2.5.13, which relates to visitor-oriented proposals. And the things that staff will be looking for in our assessment are to consider only by development agreement in the agriculture, resource, and shoreland designations proposals for visitor-oriented developments not permitted as of right. In evaluating these development agreements, council shall be satisfied that the proposal is oriented to visitors or the traveling public, such as, but not limited to, lodging, restaurants, event venues, or other types of special attractions. We also want to ensure that the lot has an area that can accommodate the proposed uses, including all the structures, parking, and anything else required for the use, and that the site facilities are adequately buffered or separated from surrounding residential dwellings. We also want to ensure that if the use is a listed permitted use, which it is not, that the conditions that make it not permitted are addressed through the development agreement. We also finally want to make sure that the proposal meets the general development criteria set out in section 5.3 of the municipal planning strategy. And section 5.3 of the municipal planning strategy outlines general criteria that we want to ensure are looked into for any planning application. So the first thing is we want to make sure it is in keeping with the intent of the municipal planning strategy. We want to ensure that there are no negative financial impacts on the municipality, that the use is compatible with surrounding uses. If the use is residential in nature, we want to ensure that there's adequate recreational, community, and educational facilities. We want to ensure that there are no traffic hazards or congestion created through the use, that there's adequate fire protection, that there's adequate sewer and water services, that there is no potential for flooding or serious drainage problems, that there won't be any negative impacts on well fields or other groundwater supplies, that there won't be any pollution, including soil erosion, siltation of water courses. There won't be any negative impacts on lake water quality or wetlands. There won't be any negative impacts on farming operations nearby, and that the site is suitable for the use. So this is our municipal process for planning applications. We have received a complete application. We are currently in the online PIM portion of the process. Following this, staff will conduct our review of the application against our policies. And once a draft development agreement has been prepared and is agreed upon by all parties, we will take it to the Planning Advisory Committee, after which we will take it to council for initial consideration, public hearing, final consideration, and a 14-day appeal period. Properties within 500 feet of the subject property have been notified that this video has been posted to the municipal website and an ad has been placed in the newspaper. Letters will also be sent out for a public hearing should that happen, and ads will also be placed in the newspaper for that as well. And that concludes my presentation. I will pass it back to our chair for the balance of the agenda.
Thank you, Ms. Mosher. That was wonderful and very informative. We can move on to our next presentation. Do you have any questions in the interim before we move on? Anyone? No, looks like we're all good. Okay. And I believe June Party, you'll be doing the presentation for the Nordic.
Thank you so much. And yes, it will be Jenny Sinclair and myself doing the next presentation. So I just want to, first of all, thank you for the opportunity for us to share our vision for the Nordic Spa, because we know what makes Baxter's Harbor so special. We know that it's the waterfalls, the Bay of Fundy, the surrounding forest, and the community. We're so close to existing communities, yet when you arrive at Baxter's Harbor, you feel like you're so far away. Because of our appreciation of Baxter's Harbor and all of its elements, we knew that this was the perfect place for the Nordic Spa.
The four of us, myself, June, Mike, and Adam, found ourselves dreaming about this business model over a year ago while vacationing together oceanside here in Nova Scotia. As mentioned before, June and I are both local business owners for over 15 years together combined. And like June mentioned, she's the owner of Belief Salon and Spa in Wolfville, but she's also a proud member of Baxter's Harbor community already. I'm the owner of the Yoga Barn, which is in Upper Dyke, which really isn't that far, Baxter's Harbor as well. Coming together to build this Nordic Spa was really just a natural extension, not only to our friendship, but also to our businesses. And like mentioned in Laura's presentation, it's going to consist of outside pools, which will be hot and cold, and there'll be saunas, spa services, yoga, and trails for our guests to enjoy. And Nordic spas are really about slowing down, relaxing, and becoming one with nature in a very private and quiet setting.
Our property of 73 acres allows us to design, build, and create space, maintaining maximum privacy in a quiet setting. Everything that attracted us to Baxter's Harbor, we want to preserve. Our business is truly about the experience, well-being, and nature. We knew this land and its layout offered everything we needed to create the Nordic experience. Our Nordic Spa will be a space for the community to be proud of, to work at, relax at, enjoying the benefits of being in Kings County, Baxter's Harbor, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, June Party. That was well informative. Does anyone have any questions currently? Okay, I think what we need to do is conclude and adjourn. And the planner is available, Laura Moser. She is available for comments or questions regarding this proposal. Ms. Moser, is it okay if I say your phone number and the email, or would you prefer they just go to the Kings County site?
Sure, absolutely. Phone number is 902-690-6102. Email is lmosier@countyofkings.ca, and you can stay up to date with the application by going to www.countyofkings.ca/planning.
Excellent. Thank you, Ms. Mosher. And thank you, June Party and the Sinclairs as well. So we're looking forward to our next adventure, which will be coming up shortly in another 30 days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
We're adjourned.